because you were talking about how like the most important thing is intimacy with God, not necessarily ministry, but ministry is a result of intimacy.
Oh yes,
with God,
okay.
right?
The overflow. Now it's
He's got it.
Okay. So God says he sees you at his table and he fills your cup. He overflows your cup, mind you. So once your cup is filled, the byproduct of that, everyone else gets. You must be filled first, and the overflow is what goes into other people. And there's such beauty in that, because just as you pour a little bit into someone else's cup after your overflow, once they have accepted Jesus and seek him to knock on the door, as Matthew says, God too will also overflow their cup. And that's just so beautiful, because it's just a butterfly effect, and the advance of the gospel becomes so much more exponential.
Jesse, in your few days at camp, being an adult going to college?
Yeah, well, I'll have a couple of things. So the first thing is, from this camp and other camps, is there's such a beautiful thing in having other believers and leaders uplift you and help you in your spiritual walk. In every year about to camp, I've been able to realize like how much other people have poured into my life, including these three guys and our youth leader, my dad, and some other interns, and just that the service for the Lord is such inspiration and encouragement for all of us. I think don't take advantage of that. When you have other believers that are pulling you up and pulling you from when you've fallen down and helping you up, I think it's such a beautiful thing. And to really thank God for that, because it's truly a blessing. I think when God says where two or more of you gather, there I am with you, I think that's so true. When you have a gathering of believers, like you really feel the presence of the Lord. The second thing, I think, because this is more personal to my life as well, is a lot of times, you guys probably heard it though, is you may be the only Bible someone else reads. I know we talked about like the sword of the Spirit tonight, which is the Word of God. But a lot of times when you go to college or you're in high school, you are the only Bible people read. And so you really have to reflect Christ, and you really have to think about it in that perspective of, am I leading others to Christ through my actions and words? Because we do, as young men, get carried away in jokes or in other temptations, but you really have to be an example of Christ. And I think that's living like Christ, reading the Word, praying, and just honoring the Lord in all you do.
Ryan.
So what I got from this camp is that we need to include Christ. I need to include Christ in my life more, because what I've been doing is I've been putting God aside for my own values, because I think my values are God aligned enough, and I don't really need Christ. It's a pride and an ego issue. And so really my life hasn't been stable without Christ. I've never really included Christ in every decision I make, and that's what we should be doing with Christ, is weighing his value, or him, in every single decision that we make instead of our own values and what we think. Because what Christ ultimately would do and what he thinks is the most important. And another thing that I wanted to touch on is that personal intimacy with Christ is also very, very important, because if we're not okay with Christ, then how are we supposed to minister to others too? I feel like a hypocrite when I talk about Christ and say, oh yeah, Christ loves you, and talking about Christ.